Hi folks, Bryant Blakemore here. I wanted to give you a little update. This is another episode of Race Truck Diaries, and behind me we have El Ariete, the race truck. Some things have progressed in the last few months, and so I wanted to give everybody an update. First thing I'd like to say is I want to thank Matt and Jared for what we've been able to do over the last few years. We've put on and put together and put on a great race program, a very successful race program. As a team, we had a completion rate of close to 90% or a little over 90%. We finished every race we ever entered except for one, and I think that's worth noting since this was new to all of us. That being said, thanks to those guys very much. I couldn't have done this without you. That being said, Nomad Racing is no more. So, what does that mean? That means that I have made deals with both Matt and Jared to acquire 100% ownership of the race truck. And with so, I will be putting everything underneath Tequachi Motorsports, which is a brand that I've been developing for the last almost 10 years or so. And so I'm going to put everything underneath that and help utilize that brand more and bring some more recognition to that brand. Jared came up with the Nomad Racing nomenclature, and I want him to be able to use that in the future for anything he decides to do, if he decides to do anything with it. It's a great name, awesome team, but I want to put everything under my program, which will be Nomad Racing. Which will be Tequachi Motorsports. So, yeah, that's the biggest news. The race truck is 100% under my ownership and my direction. I'm basically a one-man team at the moment. I have some good ideas for the truck and felt that with everyone's lifestyles and the things that were going on in everybody's lives, this was the best way to utilize the vehicle. Matt and Jared, of course, have first right of refusal for any event that I attend. And if they want to attend an event on their own, if we can make a deal and the truck will show up and they can show up and race. That's what it's all about, is getting the truck out to race, and that's what I hope to do a lot more of. So the plan is this going forward. I'm going to make a few changes to the truck over time. The first things immediately are going to be brakes and power steering, since those have been failure points regularly with this vehicle. I'm converting the truck over to 100% manual brakes, and then the power steering pump will only run the power steering system. That'll remove the hydro boost, take some stress off the power steering, and hopefully give us some solid braking. It's also going to change the dynamics of the braking to where right now we have 39% more front braking than rear braking, and with manual brakes we'll have 12% more than rear, which hopefully will keep the truck more level rather than nose diving down and letting the back come out loose. I'll go through technical stuff on that when I get around to swapping those parts out. A few other changes I want to make to the truck. I want to make it a 3-seater. I want to make it convenient to be a 3-seater. I want to make the rear tire holders in the back a little more convenient and ergonomic, easier to use, so you don't have to climb up on this jungle gym. I'd really like to add more fuel capacity. What about racing? That's why we bought this. That's why we're doing this. That's why I bought the rest of this. And that's what we want to do. So here's the plan. 2019 is get the truck together and start building some partnership programs for 2020. In 2020, I'm planning on attending as many Texas races as possible, if I can. And in addition to those, I will attend either the NORA 1000 or the NORA 500 in 2020. At least one of those races with the race truck. So the truck will go to Baja at least once a year. That's the plan. I will go to Baja twice a year. I'm planning on attending the NORA 500 this year in October for its inaugural. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, for the inaugural event with the current NORA setup and this particular style of race, this will be the first year that they're having it in October. I thought I was going to try to make it with the race truck, but financially I don't think it's going to work. Changes to the team. It's just me. That creates a larger financial burden for me, but I think that I have a better ability to utilize the race truck properly for promotional events, for ride-alongs, for car shows, for store openings, anything that will help bring attention to my partners in the truck will be what I want to utilize the truck for, in addition to racing, of course. You know, the racing is just a small part of the whole race program idea, and there's a lot of work involved in maintaining a race program outside of just the racing. So I look forward to using it. Again, mentioned a few changes, going to make some changes. Probably going to change these lights up here to those Vision X LEDs that I picked up. If they'll fit correctly, I may have to rebuild that mount. I'm not sure if I'll have to rebuild that mount or not because of the way they mount, but we'll find out when we get to that, and I'll do a video on that too. So yeah, that's the plan. I own the race truck. I'm pretty excited about it. Thank you, Matt and Jared, so much for what we've done over the last 3-4 years. It's been awesome. I hope that y'all come out and race with me again in the future. Appreciate everybody's support. I wanted to make a short video and make this announcement with the truck here in the background. We've got some work to do. I look forward to the partners that I have with the truck. I'll be keeping them on board. Jiffy Tight is already looking at doing a little more with us. They're excited about getting into the off-road world. They've got some badass connectors that I've made some videos on, and I'll repost those so people can see them. Raceline wheels, of course, they're in fabrication for their suspension. I'm looking forward to testing these new rear springs and shackles that we put on after the mint. Those will be fantastic when I can get them out in the dirt. Let's see, EBC brakes, nothing but the best on the truck. Action tracks, if you can see here, there we go. These recovery boards are great. I love using them. I look forward to trying to introduce them to more people as much as I can. We will not be racing with Jeep Speed again. I was kind of disappointed in the way Jeep Speed was structured, so this truck won't ever see a Jeep Speed race again in the future, despite it being a Mopar. It'll run Class 8 or heavy metal or whatever, wherever it falls in line. That's the plan. That's what we're going to do with it. I've heard that TE Designs might have some ideas for the front end on the truck, and depending on how in-depth we want to go, we may look at reworking the front of the truck with Chris and see what he's got in store. Not really planning on adding any more power to it. Doesn't need it. Could use some extra fuel just for longer race times between fuel stops. But other than that, we're going to keep it the way it is. We're going to go racing. So keep in touch. Reach out to me if you want to be a part of the program. I look forward to working with everybody, seeing everybody out at all the different events that we plan on attending, and getting out there and make some dust.